Welcome to Hanging Out Today, Comebacks Community. My screen's blowing up with all kinds of crypto notifications. Hopefully, that's a good thing. It's just a lot of choppy. Anyways, so I am talking to you today one on one. With the content, the direction of this channel, the direction of life, pursuit of the best version of ourselves, um, consistent good habits, not falling off the wagon for the good habits we create. Today is a fairly monumental day for me. This is 4 days since the day I stepped into the gym and decided to change everything forever. That was the beginning of a completely different life, the path to quitting drinking. It's been over 2 years since I've had the last drink now, and there's a lot of amazing positive things that I've learned, and I want to share with this channel and really help have my just little bit of positive influence on the world. But something I notice is the people that I look up to, either that have achieved the things I want to achieve or are admirable in one way or another. Maybe you'll hear about some of their challenges in retrospect, but you seem to only just see the big wins, the big money, the success, the following, the ladies, whatever it might be. And you hear about all the pain and all the work and all the downtime before these influences, these individuals have, got them to where they wanted to go. And for me, I think it's important that, I know where I'm headed to, that I do document some of the lulls, the less than exciting moments, the times of down or even doubt. I know that if nothing else for me, this will be valuable to look back on someday. So, after I get off of this, I'm going to look at some pictures of me the day that I stepped into the gym, because this being 4 years since that, so many things have happened. So many things have changed. It's such an amazing future, even though we have a lot to be really, potentially concerned about for those of us who aren't willing to capitalize on this new, interesting, and exciting opportunity that's falling in our laps every single day. There's just so much happening. So what do I actually do? There's a million shiny objects. Which one do you go after? I can do anything, but I can't do everything. So this channel isn't much about the 4x4 camper rig adventures, but I've got it parked outside hanging out at the family's house right now. And for me, it's just been a bit of a down stretch here, because I was going so hard and I accomplished so much all within a matter of days. I haven't been able to capitalize on those. I got the new truck, I got the camper, I got the piece of land, but I'm still here just working away. I haven't got to travel in the truck or the camper. I haven't gotten to see the new land. And there's this looming health issue that's been going on for over a decade that hasn't been diagnosed. We've pursued it before. Health insurance issues. I'm going back to the doctor tomorrow with bad insurance, but I get to at least start pursuing this. So it's very, very, very likely that whatever this is nowhere near as bad as my imagination has taken it to. And this is just one of those moments where I understand, when you're just straight on your purpose, when you are just going hard, pursuing a goal, a lot of times you just don't have capacity to put into anxiety, into worry, into thinking about anything negative or bad, because you're on your mission, you're on your purpose, you're pursuing that goal. And man, something crazy happened to me within 4 days. I ended up getting the 4x4 truck, almost new truck, a camper on the back of it, and a piece of land all in 4 days. And it's like, okay, well, I've been working for years to get to this point, but now, boom, this all happened in a few days, but I don't get to do anything with it. And then now it's like, okay, well, now what? So, you almost hear this postpartum for, say, athletes, somebody that's been training their whole life to make it into the NFL, go to the Super Bowl and win, and then they come into a pretty deep depression after that because they've achieved what they accomplished and they didn't even know what comes next. Well, there's a whole lot coming in this future that's exciting, I think, for you guys and for me, and us engaging together and developing something cool and hopefully actually building something together, both online and in person. But that's out in the future. And right now, I can just tell you, hey, thanks there, Dragon VR. I'm going to check in on questions in a second. Let's see if I can get through my monologue here that I had going on. So I do want to interact with everybody that leaves me a comment. I'm going to try to go back through here and talk to you guys. So, but I'm just being real with you right now with all of these pursuits and this direction I've been on. I can definitely feel like there's moments of expansion where one thing leads to another, and it keeps building. And there's moments of contraction where if you let yourself get brought down, you'll start to focus on more negative things happen. You focus on more negative, and you keep heading in the opposite direction of where you want to go. And definitely this is one of those moments for me where I'm very conscious that this health concern, the fact that I'm kind of between phases in development, some of this stuff has brought me down a little bit, and I'm trying so hard to just get my mind right, because I know this is a mental thing, this is a biological thing. Everybody goes through these ups and down phases, but I think it's really, really, really important to not give up on the habits, the discipline, the consistency, the life that I've built. And for you, in any instance where you start to pursue this path of self-development, that whether things are up or down, we still get our workouts in, we still get our steps in, we continue doing the same things, we eat properly, we don't drink, we continue on the same path. And my path hasn't deviated, but man, it's been a challenge. What do I do next? There's so much that needs to be done, and then I end up getting nothing done, and then I get anxiety over it, and then I focus on the health. And I think this is probably a pretty normal story for a lot of us, but it's so terribly important not to let that capture you and push you in a bad direction. Man, imagine if I let it get a hold of me enough, and then I went, oh, you know what, I'll just have some drinks to get through this. And then, man, it could be just a matter of days, and I'm back where I was 4 years ago. So I'm going to just check in. I appreciate you guys commenting here. So let's see, we're going to go to the bottom first. It's easier for me to work my way backward. Joseph Morris, do you smoke cigars? On rare occasion with some business associates. I do tend to go to a hookah lounge maybe once a month, but nicotine concerns me, so I stay pretty clear of it. Got question and answers. Happy Sunday, November, and happy life. Thank you, bro. You're an inspiration. Need to know that you have definitely cemented in some really potential realizations that are seriously appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. I'm still trying to figure this thing out along the way for myself. I think I've got some things that are really valuable that I can help with people, but I'm still figuring it out too. But I can tell you the direction we're going so far, the direction I'm going now over the last 4 years and more than 2 years without alcohol is a better direction than what I was trying to figure out prior to that, for me at least. So what else do I have to say today? I think gratitude, I'm very conscious of it at every moment. The amount of the things that have brought me down, who tend to bring people down in a Western world, can seem just absolutely ridiculous. When you meet somebody who's been into something and gotten through something real challenging, and then you bring them first world problems, it's like, come on, really? If I can imagine, we don't even need to mention current events, the specific current events, to know if I put myself in somebody else's place somewhere else in the world, my worst day is going to feel like an absolute vacation. And I always have to remember that. I think we always need to remember that no matter how rough things get, if we're not literally freezing, starving, and dying of thirst, we've got something to be really grateful for. Hey, I appreciate you, Dragon VR. Appreciate you following in on the channel here. I hope that with some time, this does have some value for you. I know my adventure channel, I've got nearly 8,000 followers. I don't have any idea what to do with it. This channel, I've got a real clear idea, and I can't figure out how to make the time. But we're just going to keep moving forward. It's better to keep moving slow in one direction than go in big bursts and stop or change directions. So I'm just going to keep on keeping on here, and no matter how the world changes, I just want to keep trying to bring something good into the world and pursue the best version of myself, and hopefully have a little bit of positive influence on other people to do the same. I can tell you, this being my 4-year anniversary since I stepped into the gym, that was the foundation that gave me what I needed to start pursuing everything else, to get sober, to create self-belief, to really design the life that I want to live. And it's so hard to remove other people's ideals, the way we've been educated, the way we've been trained. It's so hard to remove all that from our consciousness and actually begin to design our own path and pursue our own purpose and understand the world we live in 2025 is not the same as the world that our parents or grandparents lived in. You know, I've got a university degree, and I think that when I look back on it, the opportunity cost was huge, but I couldn't see where the world was going, nor did I have any clarity for my own direction. So it's probably still a great thing that I made it through college, because I probably wouldn't have done anything useful with that time anyways. I probably would have wasted it all, wasted my time and money, and had nothing to show for it, and no degree. So, well, if nothing else, I just wanted to get on here for a minute and, give you a bit of the times that aren't perfect, because the people that I admire and I look up to, I see too much of all the good, and I hear the stories about things that were bad back in the day, but you don't really get to see it while they're in it. Or maybe they did document it and I just hadn't found them yet. Like I believe will happen here with one of my channels, or hopefully both of them. But anyways, I just appreciate everybody who has taken a moment to hang out with me today, or anybody that checks in on this later. And we'll see, maybe these lives will be useful or valuable to this channel. I know this channel has a purpose, a message, tactics. This all makes sense. The Adventure channel doesn't, but I love creating for it. I love creating here too. And now the biggest thing for me is somehow creating capacity. If I just had the time. But why don't I have time? Because I started the business doing exactly what I wanted to do, and I created the life exactly how I wanted to have it. And now I'm traveling around making custom motorcycle videos, dealing with all kinds of cool custom fabrication, aircraft parts, fun toys, and I have zero supervision. I'm just told to go do what I need to do to make these companies, businesses work. So I guess I'll hang on to my gratitude as I'm trying to figure things out in the next, hopefully, if all goes well, I'll be on the road in 2 months and back to my 4x4 adventure life. Still building my self-development channel here that we're talking on, but also building my adventure channel more. So I'm going to quit rambling at you guys. It just means a lot to me that I keep putting content out on this channel. I've got a bunch more to edit and publish. But sometimes, you just got to talk for real. So hopefully this had a little bit of use to somebody else out there. I appreciate everybody who's taking the time to hang out with me. And if you get a chance, check out the Adventure channel too. It's called Adventure Fitness Freedom. Thank you guys for coming along on my comeback, and I hope I can be a valuable part of your comebacks. Catch you later.